Welcome to another episode of Unstoppable here at the Contagious Smile with the lovely Victoria and just me. Who's my wife?
Seriously?
Yes, you got all the good stuff.
Well, how you almost gave me a heart attack
Um,
this evening.
no, can we word it different?
There's no way to word it any differently than the
Okay.
truth.
How did I almost give you a heart attack?
So you're coming up from the garage. I'm in the kitchen. I didn't know you were down and getting ice or something, and all of a sudden you bang on the door so hard and fling the door open. I almost roundhoused you in the face. I was like, "Oh my god!" And you almost pissed on yourself. You were laughing so
I thought it
hard.
was an awesome jump scare.
It's not an awesome jump scare.
Your daughter was laughing.
No, she was not. Faith came in there and that kicked you in your butt too.
I think she actually did.
It's a hearty har.
Oh, she's
Yeah, but literally, here I am thinking somebody's coming in the house, and I'm
and you froze and you
no, it
Yes.
did not. Don't you even lie.
You said you almost had a heart attack.
When I found out it was you,
You said an action.
oy oy oy, he thinks he's funny. Let's just say that he thinks he's funny. So, funny man, what do you think of all this crap that's going on?
All I do is
No. Let's talk about who Biden gave the Medal of Honor to.
oh no, let's not.
Yeah, let's do this.
Oh,
I'm totally supporting
nobody wants to hear that.
that he gave Michael J. Fox. Completely deserving. Michael J. Fox is an advocate for Parkinson's disease. Totally get it. Magic Johnson. Cool. Deserving. Good. Clinton.
New words.
Are you freaking kidding me? Well, I thought somebody was trying to be funny. Why didn't he just give one to Hunter? You know, the one he said he would never. Why didn't he just give one to Hunter?
I don't know. I don't know the. Are there prerequisites for
Biden.
receiving these?
Clearly not. Hillary got it. I mean, come on now.
Okay, so that's politics. Let's move on.
Politics, that's American life. This is like a huge honor to get these. You're going to put Michael J. Fox next to Hillary Clinton. I mean, Michael J. Fox is doing something extraordinary. What is she doing? Then, let's say, this is news. Kamala Harris.
She's back.
The Pledge of Allegiance.
She's a loser. Sorry, we probably just lost some viewers.
Did the Pledge of Allegiance incorrectly, right? But I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, right? I pledge allegiance to United States. I mean, is it her first time that she like? I mean, pull the mic off, sweetie. I don't understand. There's just things that I just don't get. Flowing to me. And then you have all of this stuff going on, and we need to talk about some safety tips because it is heavily out there right now that there are, at least from what I'm hearing, several other possible attempted terrorist attacks between now and the 20th of January. That's place on the time right now in this world, everything is so violent.
And you blame video games.
I don't completely blame them. I think they have something to do with it. I mean, put everybody on like Little Pony and see what happens. Put everybody on like the Smurfs video games or whatever and see what happens. I don't see people taking a machete and amputating people and zombies on the video games and making manifestos if they're playing with Gargamel and
Gargamel would eat the Smurfs.
he never ate the Smurfs.
That was his whole intention.
No, it wasn't. That was
Yes.
no.
To cook them and eat them.
No, that's why did he create
to infiltrate the Smurf village?
He didn't. I was gonna say he didn't eat it, but that would be way.
Yeah, let's not go there.
Okay, we watch the Care like
The Care Bears.
Just something I don't understand. You know, the video games did not have the level of violence that it had today.
Is that what we're going to talk about tonight?
What would you like to
Let's talk about what are you doing in your series with your friend Dana? How's that going? Knock knock, who's there? Help, I'm guessing for air.
gasping?
You said gas.
You said gassing. Gassing.
It's kind of like when I say oil. It's oil. 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 So your series.
Yes.
It's going great.
It is.
Y'all been listening to it? If you haven't, tune into it.
It's all about narcissism, and the black sheep.
Dana follow.
And her prequel, my prequel, her books, my books. We're answering questions, getting stories from our listeners, sharing our thoughts and experiences.
So, no. So that's that. Y'all, the website is back up, so please go and visit contagiousmile.com and check out everything that's offered there. My wife has spent ungodly hours creating books, workbooks, activity books.
Educational books.
As far as I know, she's written like 41 books, and that was the last time I checked 3 months ago. So now she's probably up to 108. Reach out to us if you got a good story you want to share. We'll get you on the podcast. We love to have a conversation. You may call it an interview, but it's just a conversation between two people.
Or three.
Maybe three.
Well, what's going on in your world? What's new with you?
Just working. Out there working, talking to people. I talk to a lot of people. A lot. If any of my customers are listening, thank y'all, and we'd love to have you on. If I talked to you, I probably invited you to our show. Thank you for trusting us with your story, and some will be coming on. Like we had a lady tonight. I gave her a call to touch base, and we're going to be working with her and doing some things.
And that rolls into the social media marketing.
It does.
That I'm doing. I've been helping a few different companies and startup podcasters get up and going, and they're doing amazing. And so I'm opening the gates to take on new clients, if you will.
Oh, 3 years ago. It's been right 3 years, right? 3.5.
Something like that.
When we started with like nothing, zero, and now we have somewhere. Last time we counted, we haven't tallied up, but the last one was over 40 million followers.
And that's combined everywhere
across all social platforms that we have, because we're out there.
We're like Visa.
So yeah, she's my wife has put together several classes that you can take, and to help exponentially grow your followers and help you with your social media platforms. So get on the website and click on the services Is under services correct? Products?
Yeah, but you
services?
could also hire me to oversee all of it.
How are they going to get a hold of you?
They message me on victoria@contagiousmile.com.
There you go.
And there's all sorts of different plans. I'm putting pricing plan packages. It's a lot to say at one time together to show different options that people can do starting out, and we can do it monthly, from tiny steps to the whole burrito. My husband is not. He just woke up, so he doesn't look coherent at the moment. He looks like he's just daydreaming off in space.
So I drive all over the city all day, and then I come home and I'm
home cooked meal.
to a home cooked meal,
Yes.
and I ate, and then I'm exhausted, I'm tired, you know.
And you went and took a nap for 2 hours.
Old man now.
2 hours.
Now I'll go to bed here soon.
And I haven't been to sleep yet. Is that a mental metal thing?
You still have wires in you.
I have metal everywhere. I'm telling you, in like 30 years, you're going to have to take me for a WD-40. Seriously, because I'm metal everywhere. You know, you take a picture of a human body and like you dissect it section by section. A, there's not a section that I haven't had surgery in. B, there's not a section I haven't had. It's really kind of I'm like a human toolbox with a dinner plate involved. Does have plate, screws, you know, nuts, bolts, plates, you know, all that stuff. So wires. So it's just like, you know, a handyman. You're so not awake.
No.
I know.
Yet.
Wake up.
I'm trying. So our daughter is getting herself out there with her drawings that she's.
Oh, Toledo. Like,
isn't that awesome?
Did you see that she went from like 190 views to 50,000 views on
50,000 on one picture?
On one picture. But she drew all those pictures back in the day. I love them. I think they're amazing. And she drew them, and I've kept every one of them. And I sent them to her and said, look at these, they're beautiful. Nobody's going to like them. Nobody's going to like them. And then, holy crap, one of them hit 50,000 views in like 4 days or 3 days. And her followers are going up. And, you know, she's the most humble girl where she's like, I don't want fame. I just want people to, you know, be loved and appreciated and accepted and yada, yada. And it's just, holy crap. Like, her poems are so beautiful and brilliant. Want to put them out there, but you have to put them in a book first to copyright them, because there's no way somebody won't. And we already have people pre-ordering her books for poems before she even started it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, Dave Campbell was like, I want it before. There were people in the class or the group. Every one of them were like, yep, I want it, I want it, I want it, I want it. She hadn't even it yet. And that's who she is. It's what she does. She's amazing. Oh, good grief. I'm telling you, like all of a sudden now you look, every time this thing beeps, it tells me somebody else has got. Somehow my calendar, it's not Calendly that I use, is been intercepted by the podcasters of within. And all of a sudden, like 3, 4, 5, 10, 25 times a day, I get ding, and it tells me that somebody else is on my calendar. And I keep looking for like Sean Ryan, or, you know,
James Spader,
or Graham Allen.
Yeah.
Oh, you understand. I would love to have Johnny Depp on just because I have so much respect for that man. Intently watching the trial for him, what he went through with Amber. Like, being that I'm a survivor and thriver, he is a survivor and thriver. And she tried to put it on him. She did the victim shaming. She did everything. I have so much, even if he wasn't Johnny Depp, right? The actor, the guy who takes his costumes with him everywhere he travels all over the world. No matter where he goes, he takes his costume. And he begs kids to let him come in. What do you get from this? And he goes, are you kidding? I'm supposed to be making the kids feel better? He's making me feel better. I mean, you watch him in the hospital with these kids, and I'm just in awe. Not of Johnny Depp, but of the man that is so full of heart, giving, and love to other kids who've been through tragic and triumphant situations. that, he's just got such a purity about him that I would love. If anybody out there has a personal connection to Johnny Depp, I will be your social media goddess for free if you can genuinely get me an interview.
It's big.
It's huge. I have just so much respect for him because a lot of men don't want to be forthcoming with being a man who'd been abused. He plays guitar. It's part of who he is, right? And she defecated all over their bed. The things that she did are just ridiculous.
Mhm.
Nobody's perfect. I get it, but nobody deserves what. Like I said before, it's not because of the actor, it's because of the human being that he is that I have so much respect for him. I mean, don't get me wrong, I think he's phenomenal. In the few movies that he's done, I haven't seen all of them. I just have so much respect for him, and for him to be a man makes him, in my opinion, even more of a man. Like, he didn't lose his man card, he didn't lose his manhood, he gained it time by standing up and being a man of influence for those men who have gone through abuse, right? If Johnny Depp can do it, you can do it. And I have so much respect for that man, even just for what he does for the kids and what he does for himself. And God bless him. I'm telling you, I will be your goddess of marketing if you could get me a one-on-one interview. Anybody out there with Mr. Johnny?
I believe your Yoda, Dave Campbell, knows somebody at
He
the
does, but
TikTok
I'm not
shop.
going to ask him. I'm not, I'm not that person. But if somebody says, hey, by the way, this person can get a TikTok, over 1 million views in 24 hours, I know someone who knows Johnny Depp. I'm going to get her for free. I'm going to get Johnny Depp to talk with her. Hey, I have no shame in my game. Like, you know, I'm a good girl. I don't ask for much. I really don't. I never ask for anything. Even on holidays, I don't care. I don't want anything. I don't need anything. I need to interview this because I have so.
So, y'all, I think back in probably, I don't know, September, the wife here started shopping for Christmas, right? And had it all knocked out by, I don't know, September.
It was the end of
September.
September.
Yeah. And
Just stuff didn't get delivered.
the
Go
only
through
thing,
FedEx.
the only thing she asked for was a simple pair of earrings.
And they're not like diamonds.
No.
They were just sterling silver little
That's it.
hoops that were like $20. I even said if you can't get them, it's okay.
She's got the biggest, humblest. I always told her she's got a big. But yeah.
Who would you love to interview as a guest? If you could have, like mine would be, believe it or not, I would love, okay. Started to learn about it. I would love to interview Denzel Washington. A way, but I'm not using it to get to him. I do know a way to get to him, but I'm not going to use that way because it's meant to be. Um, I think Denzel is God. Like, I think he's an amazing human being for all that he does. When he went over to that third world country and said, "What would it cost to be here for kids?"
Mhm.
and they told him, he said, "I don't want fame or notoriety for it." He took out his checkbook and like here, and somebody leaked the story. Um, Cruz would be great. Terry Crews would be great. Terry Crews had a really good childhood. He was very much abused by his parents, and look how great he is now. So
So who would I want?
yes, not for selfish sexual reasons.
And we're talking actors, movie stars, or something. Obviously, this is
Some famous people.
Keanu Reeves,
What a giver that man is. Yeah.
right? One of the poorest actors.
Because he gives everything away and he donates it to a foundation to help fund a cure for his sister.
Now that's the kind of individual I would like.
He still rides the subway. He gets up and gives his seat to women and the elderly. He bought everybody on the last movie he did Rolexes. Thank them. Somebody else he bought motorcycles. I would have loved to interview Robin Williams. I have interviewed people who have met and worked with him before. Frank King opened up for Robin Williams. He is so nice and professional.
Did
He was the writer for The Tonight Show.
did Dr. Disneyland, did he?
No,
Oh,
he never met him.
okay.
I've talked with the original Patch Adams, who got to meet the deceased that I would have loved to interview. Robin Williams, hands down, no question. Ronald Reagan, Nancy Reagan, Betty White. That Betty White. And what I really wish that I had, even though I have a video of myself and my grandparents where I nominated her for Person of the Year on the news, and I have that, I wish that I had a audio interview of the three of us so that I could save it forever, like I did for you and your dad, because like they are my light, they everything, and so I wish I could have had that. Who else beside Keanu Reeves?
That would be it.
No. You wouldn't want to interview like Ronald Reagan.
I don't do a lot of politics. So,
Yeah, but if you could get someone on with no filter and you could have just that you would like go head to head with, and I do owe an apology because somebody asked me a long time ago, and I totally never asked. Apologize immensely. Somebody asked me, could I or you, us, interview Dad?
oh,
And if we did, how did we think it would? They said, do you think you could interview? Do you think you could interview?
hmm. That piece of shit doesn't deserve anything. The just the dignity of allowing him to speak.
Yeah, but
He doesn't
you could.
deserve it. It doesn't matter. Anything that I would say to him doesn't matter. Absolutely, it's worthless. It's me wasting time, my energy, my space. It's me giving him something,
A feeling.
right? Right. So it would be absolutely just
You wouldn't want to, even after everything he did to Faith and me.
no words. Deeds, yes.
What are
Actions,
deeds?
deeds, I don't know, like concrete shoes,
Huh.
in a swamp.
You asked me the other day, you should ask me this on air. Now you know my memory, so I'm going to ask you on
Yeah, I
air.
can't believe you forgot. You
No,
admitted you forgot.
no, I've got this one. So
got it.
you and I
Yes.
were talking the other day,
Oh Lord.
and you said to me that I honored you.
Uh-huh.
What did you mean by that?
I don't even remember.
No, you were being very sweet and cuddly and loving, and you told me thank you, and I said, for what? And you said, because you've honored me. And I turned around and said, well, no, thank you because you saved me.
Okay.
And then I asked,
Because I said about our daughter. You've given me a daughter. This is the conversation.
kind of, but then I said to you, if you knew you were hurting me, would you leave me? And you said, oh, that's a question you should.
No, don't ask that.
Well, I asked.
Okay. So ask the question.
If you knew that you were hurting me,
Y'all think about this for a minute. If I know that I'm hurting my wife, okay, obviously it's not physical because she wouldn't stand for that shit. It'd be laid out and she'd be gone.
so glad I'm recording this.
So obviously it's emotional, right? Verbal, whatever, breaking your heart type.
Again.
type. If I'm would I leave you? Right?
Mm-hmm.
If you love them, let them go, type of thing.
We've already done that.
So how can I
Wait to
how
rebut
can I not
this.
say that I would do absolutely everything to change to keep you in my life, but knowing that whatever I'm doing is hurting you, to allow you to leave or me leave, and then I lose everything, right? I lose my best friend, I lose my soulmate, I lose the greatest daughter, right? So I lose my family because I know you better take the dogs with you,
Or with me. You have Una.
right? So I lose all that. That's family. If I was hurting you and I allowed you to leave or I stepped out of the picture. But do I stay with you and continue to hurt you? That is such a tough question.
And we're listening for your answer.
How can you answer that?
Verbally. You told me to ask you on air, so here we go.
No, you asked the audience.
No, you said you should ask me on air. So that's what I'm doing. Jeopardy music playing.
Definitely, I would just have to contemplate whatever I'm doing wrong, obviously, and get some help. There you go. You have to get some help. Find out what it is and fix it.
So you'd call like a therapist?
Oh, like you? No, I wouldn't ask you.
Would you call my therapist?
You're a therapist?
Don't say names.
No. I wouldn't call.
What would you do?
I just told you I'd have to. Hey, I need some outside the box thinking individuals here. This is the situation. Obviously, I'm too close to the tree.
So, what do you plan on doing to ensure a lifelong, committed marriage?
Seriously, disemployment. Saying yes, dear, all my life.
No.
Yes,
Do you want to?
you're right. You're always right.
What do you seriously plan on doing to ensure that
The same
you
I'm doing right now.
sleeping and playing video games?
Staring into your eyes, spending time with you. Yes. You got a headache?
What do you seriously? But what is your? What do you think success relationship? How could other people follow suit?
Oh, guys, y'all have to sit down and talk to your wife. You have to, hell, just give them access to your phone. Show them a little trust.
But in all fairness, how many times have you said, "Would you get my text message, check my phone, or whatever?" And I always say, "What?" I say, "No."
Right.
I'm like, "No, I don't want it." You're like, "But it went off. Go get it." I'm like, "I don't want it." And if anyone, it should have been me. Who? But
Right.
how do you have a successfully loving, committed marriage, in your opinion? How do you do that without fighting? Because we've both been married and had fighting with our exes and whatever. How do you do that now so that that no longer is an issue and happens?
Uh, hell, we just get along so good that we don't even think about it sometimes. We obviously you're extremely smart, right? And I barely have an education, but we see eye to eye on a lot of things. Other than you know, some things we'll discuss on air.
We're on the different
In
page.
school,
You believe in hitting a kid in school?
well, I mean,
Well, just totally have
you
fun with
said
this.
hitting.
Paddling. Do you believe in
Whooping.
paddling in
Whooping.
school? Do you believe in it?
Believe in it,
You do.
but
No. Right, so let me ask you. So if Faith came home from school and said, "I want paddled," you would say, "Yes."
no one's gonna paddle.
So why is she the exception and no one else's kid is the exception?
There's many exceptions.
No, there's not.
Yes.
No.
So you're telling me our daughter's going to intentionally go and do something?
Remember,
Yes.
paddling is not allowed in school or at home. Period. This kid has never spanked, popped, hit, nothing. And she's always, "Please, yes, thank you, you're welcome, yes, ma'am."
And if some of these parents or
Took off the video game?
they would discipline their kids.
Okay, but listen, when you pop them, it hits for a couple of seconds, maybe a minute, then it stays with instead, do like, I love you. I love you with the choices that you made. So you chose not to do your homework, so you chose not to have your phone tonight. I'm not taking your phone away from you. You chose your phone because you chose to play with it prior to doing your homework. So once it's done, we'll reevaluate. But no, I'm not taking it away. You chose to give it away. And take and then look at that because you're showing them everything you know. You know what? Faith hasn't gone out and done anything outrageous. And other parents existed these two. You've done a complete 180. You don't have to put your hands on another human being in an unwanted manner. Okay, you and I are always on the same page about everything else. So what are we not on the same page?
How many people in our audience think that whooping is still?
You're talking about people who've been through horrific abusive situations. All of them believe that their children should be padded with a paddle. I would take that board teacher and say, what gives you the right to hit my kid? And then if I had paddled my kid, you call CPS on me or DFAX on me? Let me show you how I broke my first board. Hold that paddle really still. And I would show them how you do it. You know, you paddle my kid, I hope that you have a really good medical plan. That's all I gotta say. Because you're gonna need it. My kid.
So I have this special ability, find buttons and push them. And this is one of my wife's, and I love to see her get fired up. So I do a lot of
You
this
do this on
stuff,
every show. Every
and
show.
I do it to our daughter also, and it drives her nuts. And when I do something, and she'll fake it like it doesn't bother her, and then my wife will go and tell me later. She came up to me later behind your back and said, "I love Dad, but he drives me freaking insane."
So you were saying, how do you completely have a unconditional, loving, and acceptable
I
marriage?
told you, you got to be honest. Right? I mean, there's absolutely no secrets.
Right.
The woman, the man, either one. You um, just lay everything out and don't hide anything. Don't be secretive. One of the biggest things is your dang cell phone. Allow your significant other to have access to all your passwords, all your websites, all everything you have. Just hey, here's my phone for the day. Have at it, Hoss. You want to go through pictures? Oh, I get a text at 11:30 at night. Okay, answer it for me. See who it is.
So do you believe that you should find time, not just sexually,
Time,
but
yes.
intimately to spend with your not just sexual nature, but intimately to spend time with your spouse where there is no electronics involved? And I don't mean at a mealtime when there's not supposed to be phones at the table. I'm talking about I am because I know how to. So I'm should you be making time for your significant other so that you can value one another without an electronics in hand?
Within their capability.
Well, if their capability is only playing a phone and having a video game going on at the same time in between naps, then they need to readjust some of the time and donate it to the else.
And if they're physically not able to,
Why can't they physically?
because you get tired. I get drained.
So with the
Trapped all
naps.
over the dang city.
And then you play your video games every morning.
In the morning,
Yes.
nobody's awake.
No, I used to go down there with you
You
every
used to.
single morning
Now you sleep in.
because I'm also. But when your spouse plays on their phone and the television with video games at the same time, I mean, didn't it a little overkill?
Yeah.
But there's got to be a way to successful relationship that you change the. Think about how unhappy you were previously. My grandparents did the best thing to me. Close your eyes and imagine them no longer in your life. How would you feel if you lost me? Why? Because nobody else would take your shit.
That would be one, but that would be way down the list.
What's
T3, you need to banter with.
your Faith?
No, she's a pain in my butt.
I'm gonna tell her you said that.
Don't tell her I said
I'm
that.
so
Two, I have no one to share the rest of my life with.
your Faith.
Again, she's a pain in my butt.
Ooh, you have Abby.
She's my PETA. Oh, that's a Pima.
Anyway, go.
I hope Abby's doing better.
Yes, she hasn't been feeling well.
She did not join us here for Christmas holidays,
But she's coming for spring break
yes, unfortunately.
and almost the whole summer.
Seriously?
So don't you think that you should be doing little things out of nowhere to make your wife realize how loved that she is?
You mean like go to work for her every day, come home?
Because she's not working 20 hours a day for you. Like flowers and
some bath.
you don't do that every day.
No. Can we stop talking about us and talk about what we're supposed to be talking about?
Okay, go ahead. What subject do you like to talk about?
Well, we revolve around survivors.
Yes, we are both survivors, and we are showing how you can have a relationship that is successful. So how is that important?
It is.
Okay.
Yes. Your shoes.
We've talked about that already.
Any upcoming interviews?
I always have upcoming interviews.
With whom?
You're not diverting. It's just not good. No. I get a lot of questions asked to me about questions about the sperm and egg donor and the golden tail. I get a lot of questions about them from people who've read the book or people who are inquisitive about that situation in general.
So we've recently got a lot of questions about how to start a podcast and how to do a podcast. And we're so thankful for Dave Campbell, and I hope y'all jumped over to his shows and checked out his many, many shows. Yes. But
He's my podcast.
we recently got off of a 2-hour podcast with several other awesome individuals.
We even had one.
Yeah, Micah,
Mishka.
Misha. So reach out to Dave Campbell if y'all want to learn how to start a podcast. Reach out to Victoria Curie, my lovely, gorgeous redheaded wife, who's thinking about changing her hair to blonde.
No, I would never. No offense to any blondes out there, but you can never A, pull off a blonde. B, that's not really me.
Dark brown.
But been a redhead my entire life.
Highlighted brown.
And just where I want to be different. And most people are like, people would kill for that hair color. And
all right, black, straight black, jet black. Well, what color is there?
I don't rightly know.
I told you, blue, purple, green. I love you just the way you are.
That's a load of shit.
Really?
You are like, babe, your hair, I can't wait for it to grow out. I can't wait for it to grow out. And now it's like past my butt. And brushing it and detangling it and washing it is so
We're not talking about your butt on air.
challenging. We're talking about how taking care of my hair is challenging and how long it is. Okay, then how else can I say how long it is? How long is my hair?
It's down to the lower part of your back.
It's lower than that. It's longer than that.
Well, you can say that.
No, because that's not accurate. So try again.
So what color? Anyway, Dave Campbell, y'all. Big shout out to him.
He's amazing.
He's awesome.
It's Yoda. That is Yoda. If y'all have any prank ideas, please let us know because Faith is on the hunt of pranks that she would like to do to her father because these two prankies constantly all the time. Yep. So they're always looking for new material. Quite entertaining from an outsider point of view.
I
Yeah.
didn't have much to discuss because I just woke up from a nap. Should I take us out?
Go ahead.
No,
All you.
Yeah, I apologize if I'm not as talkative this week, but I missed yesterday out because I was too tired, sleepy. Hopefully, I'll have more energy here soon because I get my new CPAP machine, and everyone I talk to says it helps with your sleep and obviously and gives you energy. So we'll see. Hopefully, I'm not so dang tired because I take a lot of naps. Say I was also diabetic now because my A1C went up by 1 point, or
But based on what normal, like they keep dropping it because pharmaceutical companies are giving little, side money to the doctors. And then if they use their specific products, then they give a little something, something for commission on the side. But doctors shouldn't be salesmen.
well, I needed to cut down on my sugar anyway,
True.
especially my coffee.
But doctors shouldn't be salesmen, and they should diagnose accordingly, not according to, oh, well, if we're in the top sales this year, we're going to Aruba or Hawaii. And, great place for my wife. Just saying.
You hit a nerve.
I don't have any anymore. They've all been relocated into muscle.
Speaking of nerve,
It sucks.
so maybe next week I'll be more spunky.
Spunky Cole Medina. Oh, I get a new name?
Miss Luke.
Totally.
Thank y'all for listening to Contagious Smile and Subtly. Please go to the website and visit and check out everything.
Also, selfie. ContagiousSmile.selfie.com
Selfie.
or Etsy. And look up Victoria Carey. That would be me.
Victoria Curie. She's everywhere.
Cuore. Puree with a C. Nobody can say it right. When I go on interviews, people are like, cute or Coro. Like, nobody says, and I told them beforehand, it's Curé, like, with a C. And I have friends that I've been friends with for years that still.
Y'all be sure to pick up our book off Amazon, Who Kicked First. Who's there? Two go together. All right. See y'all and talk to you next week. Thank you for listening.